have a good sense of how good this team is or this offense is? Do you feel like a week like this will give you a little more clue as to where this team is really at?
I think we're still finding out. I think we're still growing. Each defense you see brings different challenges, and a sign of a good offense is being able to adjust and being able to be productive regardless of what the defense is giving you. And so I think it'll be continue to evolve, but excited about the group.
Joe, you knew coming into the season you had to replace Engel at fullback, and then you found out that the tight end depth wasn't what you would like. What have you learned these first two games from Stockey and John Chanel at that fullback position?
Yeah, I thought those two guys have done a really good job. They're accountable assignment-wise. They're one thing to know it and then to do it in practice. A different when you in a game and actually go and execute. And they've done that now. They got a couple under their belt, but been really excited about the way they've developed and jumped in and really helped us.
How's Stockey as a blocker? Because there have been a few plays where he's been able to help spring Jonathan to get him to the end zone.
I think both of those guys has proven to be stout at the point of attack, and really has allowed us to blend some of those tight end roles in with what the fullbacks are doing. So that's been exciting to see.
When the team has had as much success as it had through the first two games, is there any moment where you have, or any other coaches talk to the team, remind them that just because we have done this to this point doesn't mean you can be satisfied?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that we are as coaches is pretty honest, and sometimes you do something pretty darn well and didn't bear a ton of fruit, and sometimes something really good happens and there were some issues, and so we coach them honestly so they know that whether they're at practice or whether it's a game, and I think they definitely continue to see areas where we got kind of continue to grow and need to get better, and they know they got to make it happen. So I appreciate that about this group. You can coach them hard, and they want to improve, and that's our focus.
With the injuries you have at tight end, do you anticipate maybe playing those freshmen that you have more? They still coming along, developing in that sense?
Yeah, Coach Turner's doing a good job trying to get those guys going and seeing where they're at. They've had different injuries as have kind of kept them out a little bit. But I think he's still growing with it and trying to figure that piece of it out, and we are. So he'll do a good job, and we'll have a group ready to roll.
Joe, you've got your top 5 receivers have either between 6 or 9 catches, which suggests that Jack is spreading the ball around. Mm-hmm. Does that matter to you? I mean, does it matter who gets the catches, or do you like to see him just going where the reads take him?
Yeah, I think that's the key.
Okay.
And I think we have some great weapons, and having opportunities, you don't always get the ball to the intent, but to have different guys as the intent is great. I think we got some different playmakers, and I think spreading the ball kind of reflects maybe trying to make the intent different guys and utilize all of our skill set.
I assume a quarterback can't do that if he's not getting pass protection, the ability to go through.
Yeah, no question. All works together. You know what I mean? All works together, and that's what I'm saying. Guys are doing a pretty good job, and we got to keep making strides.
Joe, it doesn't seem to matter to the receivers who's getting the ball. Is that refreshing to see too, that they're having?
Yeah, I think this group's talked a lot about the overall focus that you have to have as a group, and knowing that if you're all in each play, and it's going to come your way at different times, and I thought Ted's done a great job of helping them along that path, but they've embraced it.
From what you've seen in Michigan so far, their defense, how do you think they'll challenge you in the run game and in the pass game as well? What are their strengths?
I think they're extremely athletic, very powerful. They do a great job of running their base defense, and they have quite a number of change-ups within their base to create problems. And when they're able to get their sub-packages on the field, they a lot of different blitz and pressure situations that they can get into. I think they do a good job of feeding off of that. So it'll be a great challenge.
They put a lot of guys in the NFL from that defense the last few years. Do you see some guys that have that kind of ability when you watch them on tape now?
Yeah, no question. You do see a lot of returning faces. You see some guys that aren't there, but you see a lot of guys stepping right into those roles and are ready to roll. So impressed with the talent on their defense.
With David Moorman, with him being able to be in a tight end role or tackle, guard, or center. When did you first realize that he could take on those type of, just a variety of responsibilities?
Well, I think it was probably after David's 8th year here. I started to really sink into my head that he could do a lot of things.
4 years ago?
He's an awesome kid, man, and he's all in, whatever you ask him. And really, we just came out one day and had to play him in center. He was the guy and did it. And came out one day, had to play him at tight end and proved he could do it. And so we lean on that a lot, and we appreciate that about him. And he's going to continue to help us all year long.
Joe, you used that 32 personnel grouping quite a bit against Central Michigan. Did Cormac Sampson show you something that game?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing. Like Cormac's been a tight end, D end his whole life, so being a tight end's an easy thing for him to do. So he's another guy we can continue to work in that role, and probably very applicable to be able to go out and do that well.
Kind of an off-the-wall question. It's related to special teams, but 2 of the last 3 years, you guys have been called for roughing their long snapper on punts. Has word gotten down to the team to be cognizant of that this year, so that's not an issue?
Yes, I would assume so. It wasn't a team meeting that they called in regards to that. It's not an often seen call.
2 times in 3 years.
But yeah, I'm sure there's probably been an emphasis on that.